Hi everybody, this is foXnoMad, and today I want to help you travel smarter by showing you the best travel tech of CES 2019 Part 2.
So let's get right into it. Now, if you haven't seen the first part of this video, I'm gonna link to it right up here. That covers some of the best travel tech from the first part of CES. But in this second part, I want to start off by focusing on cars. Flying cars, automated cars, electric cars. Cars were a big part of this year's CES, and it seems like there are two things that are happening, and they're all happening for one reason, and that is Tesla. There was certainly the influence of Tesla all over CES. Even though Tesla was not there, you can see their impact on the entire industry in all of the cars that I saw at CES.
You know, it's important that we accelerate the transition to sustainable energy. That's why electric cars, it matters whether electric cars happen sooner or later.
There were some cool concept cars like this flying car, but in terms of the actual vehicles, it seemed like a lot of manufacturers are going towards self-driving, autonomous driving, and going fully electric. And I have to say, a lot of these cars did have a look and feel of Tesla, and a lot of the manufacturers that I spoke with credited Tesla for actually pushing the industry in this direction. Now, I got to spend some time with BMW and get in the X7 and go through this crazy little obstacle course which showed off what this SUV could handle. It was really impressive, and I think what was more impressive was that the drivers could actually get around this course so well. The X7 was obviously a big part of that, but the drivers were really great. I thought the human element was quite impressive. Now, going inside of the car, BMW has implemented their own AI. They showed that off in the X7, as well as showing some of the new features that they put inside the X7. Those are some front-facing cameras that come at you from the dashboard, and what that does is it allows the car to detect whether you're tired or drowsy, and maybe turn the volume of the music up, or make the car cooler, or change the type of music that you're listening to. All of that is designed to help make the car a little bit more intelligent and help you as a driver. Now, as far as concepts go, I did get to look at their iNext vehicle, which is sort of BMW's vision as to what they want their self-driving cars to be. They want to model them more like a living room and completely remove all the buttons and make you feel as comfortable in the car as you do at home. So they're currently working on two technologies to make this happen. Aside from the self-driving, which they didn't actually have a self-driving car at CES, but they did have these gesture controls built right into the fabric. So these did allow you to turn the volume up and down on the car. You could change music and do a couple of other routine functions that you would find in a vehicle. They also put one of these gesture controls in the armrest of the car, and it also had this smart light, which basically shines the light on the thing that you're looking at, and it also allows you to make gestures on a blank surface. This car concept is planned to come out in 2021, but the smart light and the smart fabric gestures are probably not going to come out then. That's probably going to be more in the future. I also did get to virtually drive this car, but unfortunately videos and photos weren't allowed, but I can tell you a little bit about it. The concept is to make the windshield active, so the windshield would then be a screen. Assuming that the car is driving itself, there's no real need for you to see outside. Again, this is a concept, but it was just sort of where BMW is looking for in the future. Now, moving on from very large motorized vehicles to smaller motorized vehicles, I did come across the Motobag, which you might have seen on Big Bang Theory or Jimmy Kimmel. But what it is it's motorized luggage. It's basically a motorized suitcase that you can ride. It's battery powered. It's got enough juice to go about 10 hours, and it goes about 10 miles an hour. I don't remember the exact specs. Now, the internal storage of this bag is not great. It is quite heavy. They did tell me they were trying to reduce the weight, but I think the biggest issue is going to be this battery pack. If you check this bag in, you need to take the battery pack out and carry it with you on the plane based on the airline regulations for lithium-ion batteries, and it doesn't have much internal storage. I think the frame has to remain somewhat heavy to support the weight of somebody who's riding it. The biggest flaw that I see with the design is, for most people, walking in an airport is not an issue. Even if you travel a lot, if you travel frequently like I do, it's not really an issue. And for people where walking is an issue, probably this thing would be too difficult for them to get on. So if you're elderly, or maybe you have some knee problems and can't really walk very well, getting on the Motobag is probably not going to make your life easier, because it's going to be pretty difficult to actually get on the Motobag. Now, having said all of that, the look on everybody's face who was riding these things around CES was so happy. They were so enthusiastic. It was really a lot of fun. And I did get a $300 off coupon code, which I'm going to drop in the description below. So if you want to pick one of these up, I've got $300 off for you. And a big shout out to Greg for capturing this footage of me riding the moto bag and showing me to the booth. Now in my CES 2019 Part 1 video, in the comments I asked you what would you like to see in terms of technology. Vasant answered that he would like to see what accessibility products there are for people who have disabilities and what products might allow them to travel more. So starting off with this cochlear device, you might have heard of this. It's an implant that goes into your inner ear. Basically what it does is sort of a brain hack that allows people to hear. And Cochlear have also integrated it with the iPhone, so you can use this as a Bluetooth device, and this can allow people who are pretty much completely deaf to be able to hear, which is a major obviously advantage in any scenario, but also when you're traveling. Additionally, I came across the Bonacle, which is this mouse looking device. It doesn't work like a mouse, but what it does is as you scroll over text, it converts that text into Braille on the device itself, which allows people who have vision impairments to be able to read Braille on digital devices. There were also some medical apps which were developed to allow you to know how much of a particular drug you should take based on your body physiology. I could see this being useful when you're traveling, so if you get ill and have to go to a pharmacy and take antibiotics or some other kind of drug, you might get the standard dosage, but based on your body chemistry, that dosage might not be right for you. It might be too much or too little. You might need to take more or less of the drug, and this app could help you take the right amount, especially when you're traveling and you don't necessarily have immediate doctor's advice. This could be very useful when you're traveling. And one other accessibility device that I thought was very useful was this gyro lift. Now it's a wheelchair that's based on Segway technology, so this can run over sand, dirt, and is much more versatile across many surfaces than a standard wheelchair. Obviously it's battery powered, it's got a 40-kilometer range before it needs to get charged again, and it allows the user to lean forward or back to be able to move the device. And it has a 360-degree turning radius, which makes it much more maneuverable than a standard wheelchair. And it also has this lift up motion which allows the person sitting in it to be seated upright. And I did get to swing by my old friends at Zero to Infinity. I actually first met up with them in 2011, and since then they've been developing space tourism products. So what they do is they've created this balloon which is designed to be a space tourism product that doesn't have any rockets. The idea would be a 4-hour ride that would take you into low Earth orbit. You'd get to see the curvature of the Earth. It would look like a half circle. I think the inspiration and the enthusiasm behind the balloon is very infectious, so I would love to see this be available for the masses one day. Now getting back to some more traditional travel products, I did visit the Audio-Technica booth and met with them to see some of their latest Bluetooth wireless offerings. And they have a lot of offerings for travelers, whether they're sport headphones or Bluetooth over-ear headphones or in-ear headphones. I've got a pair of these headphones that I'm wearing here now, so expect a review coming up soon. Over to audio, a lot of you have been asking me about vlogging. What kind of equipment I use, what kind of equipment you should use, what products I recommend. And if you travel frequently, there's always a trade-off between quality and portability. I really like the Blue Yeti, both the traditional Yeti and the Yeti Nano. I like the sound quality and the sound profile that they produce, but they're not the most portable devices. So when I came across the Shure MV88, I was really, and yes, I say really a lot, but I was really impressed with the sound quality of this very small microphone. Now it's sold as a complete kit and they're really focusing on the smartphone vlogger, but you can use this with your desktop or any kind of camera that has a microphone input. I got to test these out. I didn't get to get the quality on my particular camera, but listening back on my headphones while I was there live, the quality of this MV88 was quite impressive, and I think it could be a very good all-in-one vlogging microphone. So you could use that when you're on the go, you could use it for voiceovers, and it's very small and compact. I wish Shure would sell this separately and not necessarily in this kit. The kit runs $249, but the microphone itself is really good quality. I think you should take a strong look at this MV88. It can easily be an all-in-one microphone for most vloggers. And you might have heard of Huawei's Honor View 20, which has this cutout for the front-facing camera, but one feature I think could be very useful for traveling is this AI Ultra Clarity feature. What it does is, using software, it allows you to take these high-resolution pictures that you can really zoom in on. And it's really useful, so if you're taking pictures of signs, so if you can't get close to the sign, and you want to remember, let's say, a historic monument or just where you park, and you don't want to or you can't get right up close, it allows you to take a picture of it and zoom quite far in and still be able to read the text. And there are a few other products that might be useful when you're traveling, like this drink. Although it would look kind of odd to put this spectrometer inside a glass of wine when you're out at a restaurant, what it does is it records the type of wine, whether it's dry or fruity, and all of the qualities of wine, and creates this profile for you on the associated app. So if you're big into wine when you're traveling and you want to get something at home that tastes just like that bottle of wine you had in Paris, this product might be able to help you. Rounding out some of CES's travel products, two other things that I thought would be very useful. One is this chest airbag for bike riders, which works a lot like an airbag in a car. Another interesting product is this air purifying mask that you can wear when you're traveling, when you're riding your bicycle. If you live in a congested area or are traveling to congested areas, this product and the associated app can tell you what the air quality is like and filter some of the smog and the pollution that you're receiving when you're riding through traffic. And although I covered underwater drones in the first part, I did come across some other underwater drones which really captured my imagination. So the way this Finding Nemo robo drone works is when it's on the surface, you're using the built-in app on your phone to control it. When it goes under the surface, what you can do is put this remote control which uses sound waves under the water to control the drone. One underwater drone that really did capture my imagination though was this PowerVision Dolphin. It stays on the surface only, and it's got a camera that can face completely up, forward, or down into the water. And because it's on the surface, it doesn't need a tether, so you use your mobile phone to direct it. It captures HD footage, and you can also map out a certain area, so you can give it the task of surveying a specific area without actually having to be in control of it. I think the PowerVision Dolphin is probably the underwater drone format that's most likely to succeed with the masses. So there you have it. That's some of the best travel tech from CES 2019. So let me know what you think of these products, whether it's the autonomous driving cars or the underwater drones. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Like I said, there are some discount codes for the Moto Bag in the description below as well. While you're down there, if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button. And if you really like this video, please hit the subscribe button. I'll have new videos for you every week. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.
Hi everybody, this is foXnoMad, and